Teague here, arch enemy Nemesis. This one is fun and fast. First up, they're tuned down 2 whole steps to C standard. Oh, I should say subscribe if you like what you see. And I'm going to do more parts of this song. There's lots of cool riffs, so subscribe. Also, links in the description, and in the corner here for material to go with this. It'll make it a lot easier to follow along for sure. So back to the tuning, they're down 2 whole steps. I did a video a while ago in drop B standard, which is down 2.5 steps or 5 half steps. So this would be, anyway, I'll put a link in the description for that. This wouldn't be quite that low, but almost. So, but for this purpose of this, I'm going to teach it in standard tuning, so you don't have to go tuning your guitar for this video. Although if you're an arch enemy fan, you might already have a guitar tuned down. Anyway, I just tuned my D here down to a B flat so that it would match the record, but I'm actually going to bring it back up to standard. Close enough. So now I have a D. Okay, let's jump in. It's a 2-measure riff. All 16th notes except for beat 3 and 4 of measure 2. Those are 8th note triplets, which we'll talk about too. So we'll jump in. First beat, 4 16th notes, evenly spaced, 1 beat, very easy. We're just going to go down, up, down, up. I'm going to put a metronome on here at 120. Tune is much faster than that. I'm not even sure if I played it fast enough. And of course, it's on electric with distortion. I'm playing on acoustic. So here's my metronome at 120. I'm just doing 4 and resting. That way it gives my brain and fingers a little chance to hear exactly 4 in 1 beat. Quarter notes would be with the beat. 8th notes are doubled it. 16th double that. Right? But if I'm having a hard time keeping these 16th notes steady, at whatever tempo you're working at, 120, 80, 200, then these exercises will help. Do 4 and a rest. And if you grab the material to go with this in the description or the link here, you will notice that's the first exercise, doing 4 16th note, resting on beat 2, 4 16th, resting on beat 4. And then, of course, we just put them together when we feel comfortable. Okay, beat 2, we're actually going to hit a D. Well, remember, they're tuned down 2 whole steps, so it's actually a B flat because this string would be a B flat. But we're not worried about that right now. I'm going to stop the metronome. 12th fret of your D string gives us a D. If you're tuned down 2 whole steps, that string is a B flat. 12th fret, it's also a B flat. We're going to hit the D, pull off. So remember, yank that finger off, and then down, up. So again, 4 16th notes, we're just not picking the second of the 4 notes. And I definitely want to go down, pull off, down, up. So again, I'll put the metronome on. I'll practice it the same way, just the 4 16th notes. And then I would speed the metronome up, you know. Starting to lose control. Always stay where you still have control. If you're playing it where you don't have control, you're not really helping yourself. It took me a long time to learn that little secret. But play where you still have control. So if you're using the metronome, you bring it to 150, it starts becoming a sloppy mess. Bring it back to where you had control. 145, 140, wherever it was. Play it with control for a day or 2, then pop it up again. If you're playing it as a sloppy mess, then you're just practicing a sloppy mess. So practice it where you have control. Took me a long time to learn that. So we have 4 16th notes on beat 1, and then this D, pull off, down, up. Beat 3 is going to go E flat, so the 13th fret of your D string. Same thing though, hit the note, pull off, down, up. So we went. So I might just practice. Again, probably use a metronome and work away. Now, let's put the 3 beats together here. So you have 1 beat of just 16th notes, 4, and then I'd rest on beat 4 here. So I might practice this like this, back to 120. 3, 4. Right, and then gradually speed it up. Easy. So when we get to, so that's 3 beats on measure 1. Beat 4 is a little bit different. We're going to start with 2 Ds. Again, B flat if you're tuned down. We're going to go to the 15th fret, which is going to give us an F. And then pull off. So our 4 notes are starting, so it's almost like opposite of what we did in beat 2 and 3. We're picking 2 notes first, then the fretted note, and then pull off. Gives us this. Again, I put a metronome on. And I might, then from there on beat, we're going to measure 2 now. Beat 1 is going to go the same idea, 2 Ds. We're coming back to that 13th fret for an E flat. So beat 4 of measure 1 and beat 1 of measure 2, hopefully that's not too confusing. Again, following along with the material makes this a lot easier for the mind to grasp. But that's going to look like, again, I'm going to speed that up. You notice there's a little bit of a palm mute there. You're just lightly resting your hands. So we put it all together now. Beat 1, the 4 open Ds. Beat 2, 12th fret, you hit the fretted note, pull off 2 Ds. Beat 3, the E flat. Then beat 4, we hit the 2 Ds first, then the F, pull off. And then we're into measure 2, where we're going to go 2 Ds, back to the E flat, pull off. So all together. Right? See what's happening there? Did I add, I might have changed something a little bit. Sometimes when I play it slow, it's easy to mix it up. Oh, I added 2 extra Ds at the end when I just played it, so ignore those. If we're playing what we've learned up to right now, it should sound like this. Right, I'll do this again. Here, I'll use the metronome at 120, quarter note, 8th note, whoops, 16th. So I have. I'm going to play a little slower. Neat. Okay, we're almost done the riff. So beat 2 of that second measure is 4 16th notes on the open D. Well, again, B flat if you're playing with the record. So that started like how the whole riff started. So now all together. Make sense? So you may want to practice that, just that part, so that you get used to those 4 Ds to end that little part section. Oh, I just played that all wrong. Ignore everything I just did right there. We should have went. That's it. Remember how I was supposed to play the Ds first. Again, following the material is going to make this way easier. Okay, and it is in standard notation, but you'll find the way I have it broke down, and there's not very many notes, it'll make sense to you. Okay, last up, beat 3 and 4 to finish the riff are 8th note triplets. They're very easy. Open string, so the D, hammer the 10th fret, hammer the 12th. Again, it will be easier on electric and definitely easier on electric with some distortion, but I'm doing an acoustic just for the practice. Then back up a whole step and go the open fret, the open string, sorry, 8th fret, 10th fret. So you just had open 10, 12, open 8, 10. So that's open D, C, D, open D, B flat, C. But again, that's in standard. Now, those are 8th note triplets. So let me put the metronome back on at 120. Here was our 16th notes, right? 8th note triplets are 3 notes evenly spaced in the beat. So that's going to give us a triplet, 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 triplet. So what's weird about that is just coming from the 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a. Right? It kind of has a strange sound. So you may actually want to practice that. Remember how we said there were 4 16th notes and then the triplets. You may want to practice it like that. And one thing with the triplets too, sometimes it's easier to pick them to make sure they're evenly spaced. I did a lesson well, I guess it's quite a while ago now. I lose track of time. But I did that Lamb of God riff, and it's 12/8, but it's basically triplets in 4/4. And I talk a lot about that kind of thing there. Anyway, sometimes if you pick it, it's easier to evenly space them to get used to that triplet from the 16th. But we do want to hammer it because it's going to be so fast it would be almost impossible to pick. Well, that's not true, but it would be very fast. All right, that's the whole riff. So at 120, here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Neat. We didn't play it super clean, but again, acoustic and good practice though. And the last thing I'll say, if you look at just what's happening on the beats here, it's just basically going 1, 2, 3, 4, and that F would be on the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and the and of beat 1 of the second measure, triplet, triplet. So it's kind of good to practice it that way too. And in fact, I think the power chords in the beginning of that tune, bum, 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 are just playing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2. Again. Anyway, I hope you had fun. I was trying to keep this short. It ended up being a lot longer, but I know sometimes when I try to keep them short, I talk too fast. I probably talked too fast anyway. I have a tendency to do that. I'm making videos on YouTube now for 14 years, and I see that comment a lot. He talks too fast. I'm trying to slow down. Okay, Teague, musiclearning.com is the site. TripFuse is the channel name, my band, and the links were in the description. Subscribe if you liked what you saw. I'll do other parts, plus the channel's got lots of other stuff. The last video I just did was landslide, so it's all over the place. But it's all guitar, and it's all super fun. Thanks so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And we'll see you on the next one.